For years I've been trying to think of a way to tell Johnny's story through my art. My name is Eli Wright. I served with the 1st Infantry Division in Iraq from 2003 to 2004. I was a medic. Currently an instructor for Combat Paper New Jersey, and I'm an artist and writer, paper maker. As medics, Johnny and I were completely untrained to do what they wanted us to do with these detainees. That was far outside of our area of expertise. The prisoner I was called in to treat had been beaten severely for a few days, and they needed me to check and monitor his vital signs. It certainly wasn't intended to actually help him. It was to ensure his stability to endure further abuse. You know, Johnny never really spoke publicly about much of his experiences. I was never able to until years later, after his death, which was a big part of the reason why I felt like I needed to be able to tell that story. With the recent release of the Senate Torture Report, that report was a few thousand pages long. Too long that most people aren't going to pick it up and read it. How can we get people to pay more attention to the content that's in there? Johnny's experience literally ate him away from the inside out until he couldn't continue living. I didn't want these demons haunting me for the rest of my life. I didn't want to end up like Johnny. Creating work like this has allowed me to kind of release the valve on that pressure cooker and let those stories out in a creative and cathartic way. I'd started doing some experimentation with making masks. Well, the first mask is essentially a self-portrait, and the second one is a crucified effigy of the detainee, and the third one is representative of Johnny, and more broadly, people who saw and experienced things that they weren't able to reconcile and succumb to the moral injuries of war. You know, it's not about forgetting about it or moving away from it, because we'll always carry these things with us, but it's just about letting it outside of me, and then I can carry it around should I choose to in this physical form, but it's not trapped inside anymore.